What is up, YouTube? This is T1 coming at you with a video. Today I was going to be talking to you about Deadpool, but at the last minute before I could see it, I got hit by a blizzard. So instead, I wanted to do a video that I've wanted to make ever since I saw Doug Walker's list a couple years ago. And quick disclaimer before I get started, if you hate the films on this list, that's fine. Most people do. And another disclaimer, Man of Steel was going to be on here, but even though I love that film, I'm not alone in enjoying it, whereas I've yet to meet someone who enjoys any of the films on this list. So without further ado, let's get to the list of the top 5 movies I like, but everyone else hates. Starting with number 5, and that is Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. Most of you probably don't care enough about this film to even hate it, but I actually enjoyed it. I think it's really a shame that this film flopped as hard as it did, because I would have liked to have seen this become a franchise. I think you can do more with it. I think the problem was it was just too old-fashioned for a modern audience. If it came out back in the 1930s, where the adventure serials that this film was inspired by also came out in, I don't think the reception would be as harsh. But in 2004, it was very before its time. However, that's why I like it so much. It's very pulpy, and I just found it entertaining. So yeah, I like this movie. And number 4 is Wild Wild West. Now I'm going to be a little personal here. Back in 2008, I was diagnosed with depression, and I watched this movie a lot because it was just pure escapist fun. And I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, it's silly, yes, but that just adds to its charm, in my opinion. Kevin Kline and Will Smith have pretty good chemistry. The villain is great, and the action scenes are really entertaining, even though, again, they're very silly. So Wild Wild West is a film that has really stuck with me for one reason or another, even though it hasn't for anybody else. Number 3 is Batman Forever. I enjoyed the shit out of this movie. It wasn't dark and brooding, it was lighthearted and comedic, and you know what? It's actually pretty damn refreshing. I like that. It has a sense of humor about itself, something almost no other Batman film has. Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones are fantastic as the villains of this film, and the bright colors made for a nice change of pace from Burton's darker color palette. It's not perfect, and Batman and Robin still sucks, but I honestly think this still holds up as a fun little superhero movie. So Batman Forever, it may not be the Dark Knight, but I still don't think it's all that bad. I actually enjoy it. Okay, number 2, the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water. Oh boy, this is going to piss some people off. Okay, I love the first 3 seasons of SpongeBob. They are comedy gold. But the show has gone downhill in recent years, and no one's denying that. I mean, for a long time, it has sucked pretty hard. Now, upon rewatching the first SpongeBob movie, guys, it just didn't hold up. At least not for me. I didn't find it all that funny anymore, and even though the first 3 seasons are still gold, I think the movie really isn't anything special. And I know this is going to shock a lot of people, but I prefer this one. I thought most of the jokes were genuinely funny. I mean, sure, they were dumb, but come on, guys. Even good SpongeBob was dumb as hell. And I honestly kind of got like a Raggedy Ann and Andy's Adventure vibe from this. It was very surreal. The animation is surprisingly pretty good, actually. And I liked it. I enjoyed the surrealness of it. Oh, and Antonio Banderas hamming it up like a motherfucker is worth the price of admission alone. He is hilarious in this film. I'll give you this. The third act, it does kind of fall apart. But before that, I thought it was great. I mean, it's not perfect, but compared to some other shit I saw, it's no Pan, guys. It's not as bad as Chappie. So I know I'm going to get hate for this, but I honestly think Sponge Out of Water is a far better film than the original SpongeBob movie. Just saying. My number 1 pick is Ender's Game. I love this film. I honestly just do not understand why so many people hate it. It could have easily been sci-fi Harry Potter, and in some ways it is, but it does so much more than that. The kids are believable and good actors. I mean, Asa Butterfield, Haley Steinfeld, these are some legit child actors here. But the other actors are great too. Octavia Spencer, and oh yeah, Harrison Ford is in this fucking movie, and guess what? He's great as always. And I know some people hated the ending, but honestly, I really liked it. I think it fit perfectly with the rest of the film. As I said before, the acting is great. The story, I actually think, is really well done. And I just don't understand how this film got so much hate. But yeah, I love Ender's Game. So that was my list. I'm sure some of you are going to be a little pissed at it, but whatever. It's T1 signing out.